Hi, today we are going to talk about PDF automation, and specifically we are going to talk about how we can automate PDFs directly from a Notion database. So as you can see, this is a lease agreement database which I have on screen, where I have created three different records for leases which I want to convert to PDF files. So I have all the information that we'll typically find in a lease agreement document from start till the end, and I want to generate three PDF files completely on automation. Today we'll look at how we can automate this process so that we can directly generate the PDF files right within this Notion database. For this, we need to use a tool that is PDFOutput.com. This is the tool which will help us create PDF files with the help of a Google document template directly from our Notion database. So I will quickly sign in inside this tool, and I will choose one of my accounts to quickly log in. Make sure while you're logging into this particular tool, you are giving all the necessary permissions which are required for the automation to work. So once you are logged in, you will be able to see it will ask you two things, that is a Notion database as well as a Google document. First thing is we need to add a database over here. And if you see the database which we have over here, we need to connect this lease agreement database for our purpose. Now I had already connected this database before the demonstration started, and thus it is going to load the database for me over here, which I'll be using for this demonstration. So as you can see, once it starts loading the database, it automatically creates these two additional columns for us. That is the generate PDF column and the PDF files column. These columns are used to define like which of the records you want to create as PDF file. So currently you can see all the three records in the database are set as in progress. Once you mark it as ready to generate, it will start generating the PDF files for us. And meanwhile, you can see the database has already been loaded up over here. And if I scroll to the bottom, you can see all the properties of the Notion database which we have created over here are visible on the right side, one below the other. Okay. Now if you want to add a database, simply click on add Notion database. It will take you to the database additional page, and in here you simply need to define the database which you need to add. So let me quickly show you the process. So just simply copy the database title which you have on your end. So I'll just copy this title, put it inside the search pages. Okay, it will search for the database which you are requiring. Currently this database is already added, as we have seen, and you will be able to see something like this when you are going to add it. Okay, click on allow access, and that will give access to the database. Since we had already done that, I already have access to the database, and I have these two columns defined over here. Okay, so now let us understand how we are going to generate the PDFs out of this. So once the database is added, the next thing which I need to do is I need to add a Google document. This will be used as the template file, which will be used to create the PDFs for us. So I will click on add Google document. I have two options. I can go with an existing document, or I can create a blank document from scratch to generate the PDF file. If you have an existing document on your Google Drive, definitely select this option and go ahead with adding the document. So let me show you how it will work. So if I click on select existing document, it gives you four different tabs from where you can select the document. If you go to the documents view, you will find all the documents that is present on your drive. Select the document you need and click on select. It will load the document. Okay, but in this case I'm going to create a blank document, so I'll click on create blank document, and it will instantly create a blank document for me which I can use for the demonstration. So let it load the document, and then we will proceed with the further steps. So what I can do is, first of all, let me rename this document. So this is like lease agreement template. So I'm just going to type that out. Okay, and we have a completely blank document which we can edit right away. Okay, now I'm not going to go into details of how you can create a lease agreement template. I will simply write some stuff over here which will be used to generate a PDF file. Okay, so first thing is we have in this database something as landlord name. So let me put something as landlord name over here. So I'm just quickly going to type something over here. Now I need the landlord name to come over here. Okay, how exactly that will work is I will search for landlord name property. If it is available in the database, which I already have, I can click on copy, and it will copy the landlord name for me, and I will simply paste it. So use Control V or Command V to paste it. Okay, next up I need to get the tenant name. So let me write the tenant name over here. This is obviously not the beautiful lease agreement template which you would like to have, but it's just a sample demonstration. So click on copy, and you can put the tenant name over here. So I'm just going to use Control V or Command V to paste the properties of the database onto the document. I'm going to stop over here. You can obviously customize the entire document as per your need, but I'm just going to map these two fields. Let me also put it in bold, and maybe let's also put it in a blue color to highlight it properly. Okay, so let me choose this particular color, and this one let me also choose a different color. So we have two different mappings done live over here in the document. So once all the properties are mapped, what you can do is you can define how you want to name the PDF file. Okay, so I want to name the PDF file as per the tenant name. So I will see if I have a tenant name column. So I have it. So all the PDF files will be named as per this column that you have over here. Okay, this is all one time process. Once it is done, what you can do is you can click on setup Notion automation, and it will automatically set up a trigger which will automatically generate the PDF files. So once this setup is done, you never need to come back to this tool ever again. Just go to the database, and what you can do is just mark the particular records as ready to generate, which you are willing to generate right away. Okay, so I'm going to generate these three records as PDFs, these three records. So it will create a PDF file over here for me one by one. Okay, so once this automation is successfully set up, once you have mapped all the fields, the only task is to set the records which you want to create as PDF as ready to generate, and it will instantly create the PDF file for you within 2 to 3 minutes. It usually takes 2 to 3 minutes as it is a real-time process, so it will work for you. Okay. Meanwhile, let me add some more records as well so that we can test it out. So let's say this is new landlord, and this is new tenant. Okay, something I'm randomly adding in the database. I'm obviously not going to enter any more information as we don't have the mapping for that, and I'm going to also put this as ready to generate. Okay, so we will be seeing 4 PDF files that will be created on this particular column one by one, and we will be able to see the PDFs pop up over here as we automate this process. So I'm just waiting for a few more minutes as we are going to see the PDF files, and then we can proceed. So you can see it has started processing these 3 PDFs. Okay, and it even has completed the three first record, and the second one, third one, all three are done. And you can see it just stored the PDF file with the reference of the tenant name which we have over here. Okay, so all the 3 PDFs were stored over here. So let me quickly open up one of the files to see how exactly it works. So you can see it fetched the landlord name and the tenant name from the database. So if you go to the database, this was the landlord name and the tenant name, and it fetched the values right away from there. Okay, let's see the second one, and you can see the last one is also getting processed, which is already done. So let me open up the second one, which is Bob White, and you can see Alice Brown and Bob White have been tagged over here from the records that we see over here. So this is how simple and easy it is. Just simply add the records in the database, put it as ready to generate. It will automatically create the PDF file for you under the PDF files column. So let's see the last one, how it has come out to be. So it shows new landlord and new tenant. Obviously, this is what we had added in the database. So all depends on how you are modifying the template. So if you are modifying the template, click on setup Notion automation and just change this record as ready to generate. It will create the PDF files for you. I hope this entire demonstration was helpful to you. If you have any questions, just go to this chat bubble at the bottom and send me a message with whatever queries you are having. I'll be happy to assist you on this. Thank you for watching this video.